Now, providing more analysis about the most recent Middle East tensions, we're joined from London by Mr. Omar, a writer and political researcher. Good evening to you, sir, and welcome to Qnews. Now, how do you view, or what's your take on the increasing international accusations of Israel committing war crimes in Gaza, especially with calls for UN interventions?
I mean, good evening to you and to the audience and to everyone in the region. I would say that this war needs to come to an end. Basically, the suffering of the people in Gaza, it's beyond belief. I can't believe that after nearly 50,000 people got killed in Gaza and about 100,000 injured, and we're still debating whether the war should come to an end or not, and whether the international community is going to take a move, or whether the United Nations will use their abilities and use their power to intervene under the Section 7 in the Security Council, the International Court of Justice, and the International Criminal Court. I think the international community and the international powers are slow in terms of their response with regards to the suffering of the people in Gaza and the people in the West Bank. The people of Palestine suffered for many years, and basically this is unacceptable for the people to continue to suffer for more than decades. And the international community is still worried about their financial interests or economical interests, or whether they are with this superpower or the other. What about the people? The people needs to be put first, and the innocent people needs to be protected, and the prisoners, the people who are under the siege, the people who are being starved, needs to be freed from all of this suffering.
Right. In another contentious area, now, given the UN's plea to halt Israeli airstrikes in Syria, what are the realistic prospects for de-escalating tensions in the Golan Heights and beyond?
Again, the world is allowing Israel the space, the time, and the power to attack Syria unreasonably. The new administration in Syria did not threaten Israel. They said they didn't want to go to war with Israel, and basically Israel still invaded Syria and occupied more than 25 kilometers of Syria outside the Golan Heights, and then also raided and attacked more than 300 times any weapon that the Syrian state has. Basically, Israel wants Syria to be demilitarized, to be unable to use any power, to be a neutralized state, to be a weak state. And I can't believe that the US and Europe and the whole world has not said anything. They didn't criticize Israel. They kept justifying, saying that Israel has its fears, and they kept saying that the measures are temporary, and that Israel has the right to defend itself. The only country in the region that has the right to defend itself. What about the Syrian rights to defend themselves? What about the other states' right to defend themselves? I think the international community needs to reconsider the violations of international law, the violations that Israel is committing. Israel should not be given the freedom to do anything they want. And sadly, this is not really going to help the stability in Syria. It's not going to help the stability in the region. We don't need any escalations of war and extension of war, and to make it more of a regional war. I mean, thankfully, the Syrian administration are saying we're not prepared for war. We don't want any war. We just need Israel to stop their attacks and to leave the areas that they have occupied from Syria. I mean, obviously, the Golan Heights themselves are occupied, and regardless that the U.S.
Yes.
has recognized the annexation of
Yes.
Golan Heights and Golan Heights being annexed to Israel, basically internationally, and the international community has not recognized the Golan Heights to be part of Israel. Golan Heights are still
Yes.
an occupied area that belongs to Syria, and there needs to be a peace negotiations, dialogue, that peace conference that
Yes.
makes sure that the
Eh,
Golan Heights returns to Syria.
Yes, very much indeed. Very much indeed. That was Qaid Omar, a writer and political researcher from London. We thank you so much for your insights